Everything okay?
Yep, we're good. We're just gonna wait. Let a few people log in. Tune in, people. Where you at? Welcome to Hype as Fuck. If you're here, and we have full service now. We are good to go.
Good.
You, of course, it's you.
Ooh, did you see the blends? Did you make them?
Yeah, there's some more safe.
Okay, good.
We're getting set up, people. If you're just waiting for a few of you guys to get on here with us before we start getting into some good stuff. As always, if you're here, please drop a comment. Let us know who you are, where you are, what you're doing. If you're getting high,
So what it do?
So if you are here, we have another in-house guest. I'm actually in her house. We are with the wonderful Christina Baker right now.
Hi, everybody.
And tonight's show is called Music is Life because we're going to talk about street teams, strange music, every kind of music. It is not necessarily strange. Because, I mean, a lot of our strange music artists aren't technically strange music, but you guys get what I'm getting at.
And I was lucky to be there at one of the last points where it was almost the full group. Almost. Not quite, but almost the full group.
So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. If you guys jump in late, want to ask any questions or miss something, go ahead and comment. I will do my best to keep up on the comments and relay. So I guess my first question for you is, since you're not really in the music and doing music, what got you into the music scene and when?
Actually, you just answered your own question. I've been in music since I was like 6. I've been singing with the music group. I mean, I did everything you could think. I sang for the very long time in front of people for years. But when I became a mom and decided to try the family thing, that's when singing became very personal. It became something I did by myself. Not something I wanted to share with anybody till I was ready to feel like it was good enough, you know? So music kind of got pushed, being in the music got pushed to the side a little bit. And then at a point in my life when I started deep with Tech 9, I was a mess. And it was like just a terrible point in my life. So he was a godsend. Literally, I know a lot of people say this, strange music saved their life, but yes, literally, it really, really did. I thought I didn't have anything left. And I got invited to go to the Something Else tour, Collins, but Fort Collins got rained out. And all the people from Fort Collins came down to Denver because they had the show the next night in Denver. So all of Strange Music had a free night to just hang out and chill. And I got to be one of the fortunate ones that got to be part of that crowd. So it was just a sign from the heavens that I was supposed to be with Strange
Just
Music.
something.
I was supposed to. And I
Something
took to it.
and
Yeah.
they just.
That was my new love. And I took to it like a fish to water, for real.
That is awesome. So, was it that show that got you into strange music
yes.
specifically?
Oh, yes. I mean, well, that show had a lot of exes and a lot of people that tried to show me in Tech 9. But at that point, I just wasn't ready to receive it. I'm old school. I'm from LA. You know, I grew up with Eazy-E and Bone Thugs and Harmony and Dre and Snoop. So that was my music. We don't have Tech 9 on the West Coast at that point in the 90s where I was. You know, I didn't move here till 2001. And out here, it's big. So I kept running into it here and there, you know, Slacker and I'm a Player were the first two that I was like, yeah, I really like this, but it never really stuck until that night, until I got to experience it that close with them. It was them. They showed me that they're artists and people know their name and they're fantastic at what they do, but they are your friends too. And they love every minute you spend with the family. And they are so humble and appreciative of everybody who loves. Not a single artist on Strange Music or affiliated has ever treated me but anything but family. and I've seen them do it to everybody. And that's what made me love them so much.
That is truth. I can vouch for that too. God, all the concerts I've been to, and I cannot think of one Strange affiliated concert that I've been to where it hasn't been a family, not even the artist, but I mean everybody at the venue itself, the people going. It's
the Roxy,
dynamic.
the most, because that is family. You know, Troll and I go way, way back from the very, very beginning. The Roxy and everybody that's been in and out the Roxy for the last 9 years. Yes, this is my 9th year with Tech 9 and Strange Music. So 9 years that I've been going to the Roxy and being Roxy family and being close to Troll, and I've seen them grow and change and become beautiful people. It's been such an honor. Been such an honor to see this. I mean, Mackenzie, can you imagine? Like, she's so young still, and I knew her when she's like 16. I met her when she was like 16. So beautiful still, and such a beautiful soul.
All right, so that's a question I personally want to know. If you can, would you mind name dropping some of the people you've gotten to meet throughout your 9 years?
Ooh. With just Strange Music, or
hey, feel free to name drop.
Oh,
this
man.
is hype. We're all about any music.
Okay,
I don't care
so,
if you think they're nobody, if they're this big. I want to know who you can think of.
Okay, so we'll start from the beginning. I won tickets to go to the 99 Music Billboard Awards in Las Vegas. I got to meet Lisa Ray. She's so gorgeous. I got her autograph. She was one of the first, famous people I got to. I met Ezel from Friday. He was so hilarious, but it was only like 2-second interaction. Immature, IMX at that point they were. I have their signature, their autographs as well. And I was not very far from the stage, and there was Snoop Dogg. I mean, I haven't been that close to Snoop Dogg ever in my life. And that's kind of one of my to-do lists. I want to see Snoop, because I got gypped out of the one time I was able to see him. So I would like to repeat that and actually see Snoop live. But that was the first. And Lil Wayne was there. He went to the bar and he was coming down with his security people. So it was his security, Lil Wayne. So that's how close we were. He was 17. Yeah. This was before he was all the tattoos. Yeah, he was clean, all this, and he was just a baby. But yeah, Lil Wayne was one of them. Then it would have been, I didn't meet them yet, but I went to see Lazy and Crazy. That was got me really wanting to go to concerts. Ones I haven't got autographs or actually met would be, I was on stage with Salt and Pepper at Fiddler's Green. I went to the back in the day concert, and Vanilla Ice, and I was front row. So they were right there, and I had one of their album covers, Salt and Pepper's album covers, as a shirt. It's dope. They thought it was so dope that they had me on stage, and I was all lit up and everything. One cool little thing to mention before we got in, this girl walked up, because they're playing my music. This is 90s R&B. This is 90s back in the day. They're playing my music. I'm singing my butt off in the line. This girl walked up and says, "So when are we going to hear you sing here?" And I'm like, "Oh, girl, no, I'm behind the scenes. I don't do this," because I was promoting real big for everybody back then. I'm like, "No, I'm behind the scenes now. I'm not doing that." Well, funny enough, being front row, they handed me the mic at Fiddler's Green and played Sweet Child of Mine, and I sang the first verse in front of everybody at Fiddler's Green. So she was kind of right. It was kind of weird and crazy, and I forgot the last two. I switched them. I switched the last two verses. I switched them. But I was nervous and drunk by that point. But
off guard.
Just off guard, yeah. But no, when I was on stage, Peppa came up and put her arm around me. We were dancing together, and I was just completely blown away. I was crying at that point. So
yeah, that's amazing.
Yes. One of my biggest, most important moments ever. I'm R&B at heart. Rap is my soul. I love me my rap, but R&B is right here. I live with R&B. Shy is one of my favorite groups to ever exist. One of my favorite songs is not one that a lot of people know, but it's Come With Me. Somehow they played this song. Somehow I'm in front row and he grabs my hand and sings it to me. I'm bawling. I'm trying to hold the camera so I could get it, but I'm bawling my eyes out trying to live this moment and be in it, but could get it recorded too, because this is amazing. And it just happened like that. And that's kind of the steps that made me want to stick with this, is these amazing moments that I would never thought happen because I was there and because I was into, because I was doing this. And then we went backstage and I got to, hang out with them and actually meet them. And I was one of the only people let back there because I was part of the Roxy family. They knew how much it meant to me. So I was one of the only people allowed back there. Same with Twister. Twister was there and I was front row and I was just blown away at his talent. It wasn't a trick. They didn't do any computer stuff. It was just him and his mouth, and he did all that. And he's my idol because he's the fastest rapper, 0.3 behind Busy Bone. Don't count him out. That's my boy. Busy Bone, 0.3 seconds. I get it. But Mr. Tongue Twister was one of the most amazing songs to ever exist, as far as rap. Because that was the beginning of choppers. And I love choppers. You know what I'm saying? Obviously. And then, let's see. I'm trying to think of ones outside of Strange Music because you can just count everybody on that was affiliated with Strange Music since 2013 because I've met all of them.
I just want to say, as into something that you just mentioned, is when you as a fan are on the stage and you have that first connection with the person on stage, that's what got me into music, is as deep as
seeing
I did.
It live, right?
Seeing live.
Them do it.
And for me, it was JL and it was Stevie Stone.
Stevie was
Roxy.
A big one. Stevie caught me in 2013. Mm-hmm. Stevie was my biggest My Remedy. That was it. He did My Remedy, and Stevie has a voice that I can't get over. I know this man's voice no matter what song he does. I know it no matter what little collab he's been in. I know that voice. That's Stevie Stone. I'm not gonna ever not know that voice. That's what I love about each Strange Music artist, is you can tell every single one of them apart. Not only that, but they all have a different kind of rap that they do, a different way that they do it, different words that they say, and different beat that they use. So there's somebody for everybody. If you don't like this one, but you're going to love this and you're going to love that one. I love them all. And there's a lot of us who love all of them individually for the individuals they are, because we're all individuals, all for one love, which is music. Music is life. This is why we do this, because all of us are so unique in our own way. If you look at the family, especially the ones that have been around a very long time, our personalities, very unique. We look crazy when we all gather together outside of this because we look like we don't belong. Yeah, like we would not be hanging out with each other on a daily basis. But you know what? This is my family. Like, I would never say no to my family, to hanging out with my family. You girls are a little new to my family, but you guys felt like you've been here the whole time. That's why I'm so close to you girls. You understood why I'm here. You understood the passion I have without me telling you anything.
Well, and that's, again, that's the strange family that kind of brings us all together.
That's the connection. That love for that artist, or that
for the group, for the artist, for the music, label, and for all of it. For me, what got me into it was tech sound. I started out a juggalo. All right, a lot of technicians do start out, so I'm one of them. And when I heard tech come in on Dark Lotus track, I'm pretty sure, I was done. I was like, I don't know where this person came from, but I was hooked, and I started researching, and I found, we just talked about Twisted, actually one of his few songs that ever made it on Yo.
Which I'm a huge fan of the original. I'm a huge Saffron Rider fan.
And from that day on, it was strange music, and it just started to grow. I found the music, and then I found the people, and then I started going to more and more shows. And the more I connected and the more shows I went to, like I said, I went to one and Stevie Stone was on stage and he sang a song, and I kid you not, he made eye contact with me.
He does.
He looked right at me, and these lyrics, when he sang them in that moment, I'm sure it was just me, but it hit me.
No.
What he was
did
singing,
it on purpose. It was your moment, girl. It's crazy.
And that's
it happens to so
like,
many people. people that I have to say that was your moment was very different from my moment starting with Tech, but it's the same. You needed him at that point where he came in with that song and at that time with what he was doing at that point. Now he's evolved and he's made so much different stuff. I came in at a point where he was doing something else, something that I would connect to, something that I needed at that point. And that's like everybody's testimony to like how they started loving strange music is like, I heard that one song, that one time at that one point. And it's such a long stretch of these years that Tech has twisted and turned his way of doing his music and his albums. Every album is different, even if they've been released in the same year. This is how amazing this man is. Yeah, he not only has artists for everybody, but he has songs for everybody
album,
too.
The last three that came out are, I mean, like all three of them.
You can tell he's
feeling each other.
He is feeling something. You can tell he's feeling something because that's when he puts out the most music. Is because he has so much to get off his chest that he has to get it out through music. That's a lot of musicians. A lot of people who music is more important than breathing at most points, because if you don't have music, you won't be able to breathe. That's the truth. And it just takes the wrong song in the wrong moment to really throw us into a spiral. You know what I'm saying? So music can be the life switch for you at any point. That's very true with the artists. I have extreme anxiety in social places, which is weird to say for everybody. Probably not a lot of people know this. Yeah, not a lot of people know this. But yes, no, I have high anxiety. But with the family, because I know these people, and I know that no matter what happens, I am totally safe, and that everybody here has the same vibe, the same need, the same want that I have. And that's what makes it easy to interact with my family and friends at a show. But outside, in the outside world, forget it. I'm good. I like my little space and I'd rather be here. But that's the same for all the artists as well. I've seen so many of them just, they're not very crazy about strange people, not strange, but people they don't know, people they haven't seen before. So like, especially when they're bombarded, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times they used to get just run up on, and we would have to kind of like thin out the crowd because they go crazy. But a lot of them have higher anxiety than I do. And I know this from Chris Caligo talks about it all the time. We had that discussion one time because we talked about both of us having lupus and both of us going through lots of health problems. And it just amazed me how this man could do what he could do on that stage. I mean, I probably could, just not as much as he does. But then I think about it, I do these shows and it's almost just as much as he does, just not, every day. Like, it's not just as much, but it's, because I'm standing 16 hours and doing the same thing and jumping around and dancing because I'm having such a great time. I don't even notice the pain until after, which is what he has said. You don't notice the pain until after, and that's the after that you have to recover from. It 2 days after a 2-day tech show for me to recover because I can't walk, I can't speak, everything's just, but I have a great time.
It is a weird dynamic, and I've seen it myself. It's not necessarily that the artists are different than what you see, but they are normal people just like you and I.
That's the crazy thing.
Because being on a street team, I've had the opportunity to hang out with a few of them outside of a concert venue, and they're the same people, but they're way dialed back. You can tell that they're not just wanting to go out in public and be like, all the freaking time I'm fucking famous. And they're not
they're not like, you got to bow to me and I deserve to be,
real human.
You got to give me free stuff, because I'm cool.
Like what she said, a lot of them have anxieties or mental issues.
And a lot of them don't know they're famous. I am telling you, a lot of them don't believe that they are as good as we see them. They don't. Not that they don't see the love, but they don't believe in themselves enough in their music. They feel like they're not doing enough because it's not showing in the numbers. A lot of our artists, we almost lost Chris to this. Everybody knows that after Chris saw all the love that he got, he wanted to stay and do music. Everybody knows this. It's because he didn't see it because he was blinded by his own emotions. They don't feel like they're good enough. But they are, and we gotta just keep showing them love and keep supporting and keep like spreading the word that these are amazing people outside of their music can you just imagine how their music is? Like, if you never heard them, they're amazing people. On top of their music, you get a bonus. If you spend some time with these people, they will spend time with you and they will show you they love you.
Absolutely.
They will.
It's not, it's a show, but it's not a fake show. What they're doing is 100% real. What they're speaking in their songs is 100% real.
Mm-hmm.
So when Chris comes on stage and says,
100%.
you know, it is talking to you about bipolar and anxiety and how it hurts. Those are real stories.
Mm-hmm.
And he's connecting with you in basically
just like Tupac.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say specifically, but I do know, like, she just tapped on a lot of these artists do not realize that they're famous. So please, just because
they're so incredibly humble,
just because you're like, oh, they've been on Strange Music, they're signed to this label, they've had so
even
many
Tech,
albums.
I know Tech
to this
seems like
day,
he's the boss, and he is, but Tech is still humble too.
Yeah, like, just if one of them makes a post, go tell them you appreciate it, because honest to God, they
look at it.
Yeah,
and sometimes they'll answer if they can.
Yeah,
especially
and they
Jerry.
Need that.
Yeah, Jerry.
All right, fine. I'm gonna say something. Guys, go show my boy JL some fucking love,
JL,
man.
Yes,
JL is the shit, and you guys are sleeping on him right now.
Everybody's sleeping on him, and he predicted this. Like, and I've said this from the very beginning because I saw him open for Tech. I've known JL, Joey, and Prez since probably 2014 or 13. I don't remember when they opened for Tech, but I was at that show, and I got to meet and talk to Joey and Prez, you know, kind of correlate over Facebook and stuff. And ever since then, when they got signed to Strange, that's when, boom, they automatically became family. And JL, his verse that got him into Strange, as people say, was the Strangulation, the collabos, was it like, he with Big Scoob, right?
Mm-hmm.
And blew everybody away. And I was like, where have you been? Like, we knew JL was this good. We were wondering where they've been. But when he finally did get signed, we were like, ooh, we knew it. You know, we were so supportive of JL and Joey because of that reason. We picked up Prez as Lucky B Promotions so that Prez didn't feel like he was left out. And because he was amazing too. He just didn't have his moment at that point. Because Prez is a wonderful person to have in your life. I would never ask for anything else. Yep. But them as a group, them as boys, them as friends. That's what Joey loves everybody unconditionally. Joey's one of the most amazing, beautiful people I've ever had the honor of knowing because he is so real with you. Mm-hmm. And he is Joey. Joey is Joey. Same with Prez. Some people may not like it, but Prez is Prez. And I like real. I don't want you to be somebody else. If I don't like it, you know, I don't have to deal with it. But please be you. Mm-hmm. Don't show me somebody else because you want my attention. No. So, yeah. I like that every bar we got.
Absolutely. Joey, that dude.
Joey is so amazing. Like Joey.
He is probably one of the most humble and shy of them all.
He was very surprised.
The day I met him, I was smoking a blunt and he handed me the blunt and I didn't even realize, he's so humble, I didn't even realize he had snuck into our little circle and was smoking our fucking blunt.
Yeah.
I hit it and I went like this to pass it over and I literally went, holy shit, it's Joey fucking cool. That's how I met Joey.
You used to show up everywhere just out of, because he's so little, you know, he would just pop up and you're, oh my gosh, I didn't even see you there. But yeah, no, they're just, I mean, they're beautiful people and they're wonderful, talented artists, but they're very people. They don't act like they're above you. No. They act like their music because it helps them in their lives. And because we love it so much, that's kind of a bonus. Like, they don't expect us to love it, but when we do, it's like, oh my God, you're my friend, you're my family now, you know.
So this one might be a tough question if you can answer it. Out of all of the people you already kind of touched on, which one is your biggest inspiration?
That's hard. I try not to say anything about biggest or favorite or GOAT or anything like that. I'm a lover of music and all music. So to have a favorite is is not a thing to me. It's not possible to me. It's not a possibility. I can't tell you a favorite album. I can't tell you a favorite art. No way could I ever say a favorite artist ever. But I can tell you like a genre and maybe a year
I actually
that I had a
another
song
one.
I listened to a lot, but there's never been a favorite. I love music on a whole, and it just depends on how I feel. That will be my favorite for that moment. I have a favorite for a moment.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way to say.
So
But-
I guess right now, I guess the question is, what song currently do you find yourself on repeat?
I'm still honestly stuck on Jerry. Jerry's his music makes me feel it, but it makes me happy to hear it. You know, he touches on some deep stuff and some sweet sad stuff, but I don't feel sad listening to it. I always go to it when I want to be in a happy mood, and that just kills me that when I hear something happy, ready to like, you know, get in the mood. Jerry's the one that I put on now, his last album, because it was such a beautiful album, and it just still at this point gets me hyped. I mean, Stevie's, don't get me wrong. Stevie's got some mega hits, and he's on that playlist too. But this playlist I'm talking about is probably like 50 songs long, because it has to be. It has to be. It depends on if I want to hear, if I'm in the mood for singing, which is R&B and slow songs, or if I, you know, want to hear quote unquote, you know, old white people stuff, you know. Like I listen to all of it.
All the white people.
I have like 15 playlists. I have to have different kinds.
15? Shit, I got like 40.
Well, that's just on Spotify. That's just on a regular basis. Like, but they are like 18 hours long. So there's a lot of stuff on them.
Oh man. Is there are there any backstage stories that you're allowed to tell us?
Yeah. One of my, I think my biggest achievements, I guess you could say, my biggest experiences was I got to be backstage with Bone Thugs and Harmony. So I got to be in the room with all 5 members. I finally got the last signature on my hat, which was finally there. And after 2 years, I got all 5 signatures on my hat. I bought the hat when Flesh came out and did his solo. And Flesh still points at the hat. He knows that hat belongs to me. He still points to it. And I had the whole Bone Thugs and Harmony outfit done. So we go on stage, and it was the craziest thing. I've never had like backstage passes where I was actually on the stage when they performed. Well, this is what happened. They lined us up like kind of in a U shape in the back of the stage while Bone Thugs and Harmony performed. So we got to like be on the stage. Craziness, right? And oh my God. So Busy Bone, I love Lazy, Don't Lazy, I love you. But Busy Bone has always been my favorite since I was 13. I love Bone Thugs and Harmony since I was 13 years old. And he came up, he wanted to know if anybody knew how to do a shotgun, because they were passing a joint around, but he didn't want to hit it because he was a germaphobe. So he asked if anybody could do a shotgun, and I guess everybody was just really young. And I'm over here like, I knew, so I'm like, come here. So I got to give Busy Bone a shotgun 3 times on stage. So this man's face was like this close to my face 3 times in front of everybody. So that's probably like, I probably would have cried if I wasn't like face to face with him, but I burnt my lip and everything. I didn't care. It was such an amazing moment. That was one of my best backstage stories. I didn't even get to see Twista or anybody else that was on there because I was back there with Bone Thugs and Harmony the entire time.
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices to reach your dreams and goals. Like hanging out with the stars.
Oh my goodness. But I've been friends with Lazy for a long time. When Lazy came out by himself, I actually got to give him a pipe with Eazy-E's face on it that he has in his collection now. And we became friends after that. I visited him in the hotel room afterward. He cooked grilled chicken on the grill outside a hotel. Yes, Lazy Bone did. And he's calling me Chrissy Bone. Chrissy Bone. He said I was like the sister he never knew he had. And that was such an honor by the time that weekend was done. All because I had great weed at that point. I mean, that's how it kind of started. Was my weed was spectacular, I guess. And so we just became friends after that. And I made sure that I've tried to see him every point since then. Me and Lazy are like this. but Busy was my favorite the very beginning, and he still is. He's an amazing man, a beautiful soul. He just talks about your energy and your aura and the connection and the vibe, and he's so beautiful. Like Tommy Chong, who I met and got the signature from because my birthday is April 16th. So he came for 420, and I got to go, and I was wearing a weed jacket that he signed that Busy Bone is also on, along with Potluck. So there's a lot of names on there, like Cash and ISO are on there, and a lot of names are on that jacket. I have a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have signatures everywhere.
I swear I am talking to the merch queen right now.
Well, I wouldn't say merch. It's all
Custom. Yeah,
custom.
custom. But I mean, I don't know a bigger supporter, because I wish I could just show you, but there is so much.
There's so much.
And it's one of a kind.
And the fact that almost all of them are
Merchandise.
completely signed, that took a lot of time. And I spent, that shows my history with these guys. It's like, I've got signatures going from 2013 until 2022. So I have signatures all over everything. That I had to retire shirts that I had to keep having signed because I would wash them and the signatures come off. So I'd like, okay, re-sign it so I can retire it. Like, yeah, I have so many clothes. It's disgusting. I have at least 30 different outfits for tech specifically. That's just tech.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a lot of clothes too. I just figured that out.
Oh
moving
God,
back
it's
in.
gross.
I'm like, oh my
It's
God,
gross.
I got so many. I have so many street team shirts that I've acquired from all of my little band people and all of my teams over this last year. Oh my God, you guys made it hard to fit back in my house.
I have one of the original solos from a few people's, like I have the Mayday solo tank top. I thought I do have a Stevie Stone one somewhere. I know I do. I also had like Joey's first one, Stay Swanky. Like I had his first one that wasn't, that was just Joey. I have a lot of them that are just the artist and not Strange Music as well.
Wow. Alley Cat said that she actually found tech through Hobson. That's pretty surprising.
Not,
I found
I hear that a lot, actually. I hear that
Hop through
a
tech.
lot of people that are fans were or have Hobson fans or still are or whatever. A lot of people talk about Hobson. When I hear that they mention Hobson,
I kind of reversed for me. I found
that.
Hop.
We'll switch. Futuristic's awesome. I met Futuristic, totally dope. And a lot of all the people that's like ever toured with them, I can't remember all of them, but I got their signatures all over the place too. So it's like people that if I saw the name, I would probably remember. But one of my favorites was one that came out with Stevie Stone. As a matter of fact, for this one, oh my goodness, it was Binks. Binks was there, and I got to meet Binks, and he is one of the most underrated, most amazing artists I've ever met. He was so cute. He's like 5'2", just tiny little guy. And I was wearing the light shoes, and he ran up on me, and he's like, "What are those?" Because I was real big at that point. So he really got my attention, and he told me, he was like, no, he legit has Tourette syndrome, and he puts the noises and stuff into his raps. You can't even tell that he has it, but once you know, you can hear it, but he fits it in so beautifully. It's so talented. Like, he's an amazing, amazing artist. If you don't know Binks, it's Bingx, Binks. Look it up because he is amazing. Amazing guy.
And there you have it. New music, in case you didn't know.
Yes, in case you didn't know, please.
So I personally, I want to know a little more about what you do in the music. So kind of explain how this whole thing, I don't even know.
It's a
question.
It is kind of in flux at this point because I know what I'm doing, and I'm part of Stevie's team. I am part of Calico's team, and I'm part of Jerry's team, and I am Team JL, so I'm Team Ritz as well. I can't be forgetting about Ritz. I've been for Ritz. Even when he left, I've been to every show almost. I think I missed one, but I've been to there as much as possible for Ritz. Everybody who's left, I've been there individually since they left. So there's no love lost, even though you switch labels, made your own, whatever happened. no love lost. I'll just more work for me, man. But hey, keep me busy. It's pretty busy. So right now, like mostly I'm trying to keep up with the team stuff and what I do what I always did and show up. That's I show up and share my stories. And
it's what you
on the billboard is
what you do.
That's my main thing is I am kind of the mascot for whatever artist. Doesn't even have to be strange. When I go to a show, my outfit specifically shows the headliner or the tour or whatever I decide to do for it. I'm going to wear that outfit and I'm going to be kind of like the mascot running around the show. So your face or your label is going to be on my entire body.
So I guess for an example, kind of run down how you set up the Chris show for us for New Year's, kind of how you set the Roxy, like tell us to get that so they kind of know how you did that. Because
usually we have a lot more
that was
as you can tell. Usually we have a lot more to work with, so it wasn't easy. If we had more to work with, it would have definitely been set up like it used to be set up. Because if you don't know where I come from, I was heavy and still heavy affiliated with the original Strange Music Street Team. My boss will always be Tony Cruz. That is my president. There will never be another one. Tony Cruz was the best thing that ever happened to Strange Music. And because of him, this experience was 10 times better. So because I'm affiliated from the very beginning, I didn't get to be a member because it was a full tight team, but I was always the sub member promoting everywhere. Like that's what we did was we helped put up flyers and everything. So I started really early until Lucky Breed Promotions was born and we started putting on shows instead of just showing up for them and promoting. But we got to see the street team was so creative that they would put displays together and like the place would look phenomenal. They'd go in like 2 hours before meet and greet. They'd let them in and they'd set up and it was just posters and displays everywhere for the headliner, which was kind of what I was the mascot. So you'd have all this stuff there and then you'd have me walk in and I'm like the mascot,
Well, that's what I'm kind of talking about. When we showed up to the Roxy for New Year's at Calico, she's part of the street team. So when all of us showed up before the meet and greet, we walk in and there were promo, flyers everywhere. So, it's not just street teaming is more than just kind of online posting and sharing.
Well, that's why I'm not online so much. Mine is mostly what I wear, and I have a whole lot of stuff that I'm word of mouth. Exactly. Everybody wants to talk to me, so more word of mouth. Nobody really looks at social media like they do me on the face now. So that's kind of what I mean. Like, explain how you get out there and you do your street teaming, as opposed to how I do it. Well, my biggest is
you guys see it mostly online. How do you approach someone on the street and be like, hey?
I don't, because of what I wear. They approach me, so they're like, oh, that's so cool, and I'm like, oh, do you know them? Did you know this? And do you want to know this? I got this. How about this? They approach, so they're already interested, so I don't have to sell them on anything. But they know that they can get me info.
Buy your artist's merch.
Yep. That's why you should be wearing the name.
You don't have to do any of the work. You just go walk around and live your life.
You don't have to make the first step.
Dude, it's
a hard thing to approach someone and be like, oh, dude, that's so dope. Or, oh, you should listen to this because this is what I like.
Yeah,
it's easier to walk up to be, oh, I love your shirt. Where'd you get this and how'd you get this? That's the first thing I do to anybody, but to be oh, hey, dude, like I got this thing going on. You want to listen? Nobody really think you're trying to sell them something. You don't want to do that. We're just trying to inform you, but nobody wants to listen to that. So when they approach me, because they're like, oh, where'd you get your shirt done? Then I can spill out all that other info and be like, hey, this is what's going on. You want some tickets? Here's the info. Go to this site, get this, and this is how you get it.
And there you go. That's why you should buy your artist merch. One, you're supporting them. And two, you're helping spread the word. Even if you're not on a street team, people are going to see it and they're going to wonder, what does that mean? What does that little spider on her shirt mean?
You know how many times they called this a dragon? You know how many times they said, I love your dragon necklace? And I'm like, yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
I don't remember who. I think it was, I can't say his name. shit. You guys will know who I'm talking about, but he posted a post the other day about it being referred to as the devil symbol.
Oh gosh.
Someone has it on eBay or
'Cause there was a
Amazon
bat.
as
Oh
the
my
devil symbol. So, I mean, it's a
That's
conversation
hilarious.
starter for one.
It is. I mean, especially if they walk up and say, "Oh, look at the pretty dragon," you can be like, "No, actually, this is strange music." You can explain to them what it is, where it come from, why you wear it, and be like, "Check them out."
Yep, that's how most of our conversations start.
Because I love it, not because it gets me anywhere, not because it gets them anywhere. It's because I love to do it. It has nothing to do with any of the things that I mean, kind of does. I got to do, but mostly it's just because I love it, and I don't like profit from it money wise. I spend more money than
that was gonna be my next question.
No, I don't make any money.
Do you make any money street
No, I lose money
don't.
because I buy custom. I have my custom stuff so that people are always seeing something different. Let me put a design together that you haven't seen before, because if you keep seeing the same symbol or the same way, then you're going to lose interest. But you see it some other way, you're like, wait, that looks cool. Everybody sees things differently, and that's what I'm really good at, is knowing that people are looking and they're going to see something different every time. So if you do something different every time, they're going to be like, chit, and they're going to notice you. Like they can't stop noticing because you're always got something cool, which is how I got my rep.
And which is how she became one of Artsy Farcher's #1 supporters.
Yes, for real, because I got a lot of stuff already. Lilith, I got your shirt too. I don't know if you saw at that show. I bought your shirt too. I wore it earlier today with some pink pants. It was dope.
Yep. Yeah, she actually messaged me and wanted. She's on here. She just is grounded, so can't comment on all that fun stuff.
But all love. I know you love her.
Shout out Lilith.
Shout out Lilith.
Man,
I've known her a very, very, very long time.
I know everyone that I'm becoming family with now is all known each other. I'm so new to the scene. It's weird. I am the baby. I'm the strange baby.
I think Tech enveloped with the way he does all that rap and all the different kinds of songs that you get from the label for so many years, that it was almost like a whole nother music life for me. Like I have all different kinds of music between country and rock and punk and all that stuff. I love all that stuff, but strange music has its own category because there's such a bit that it's just as big as all the other. Hold on just a second, sorry.
Showtime out.
Sorry.
Take 2.
Closed door. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, there's so many different songs and different ways, different feelings that you can feel from each song, that it feels like it's a whole genre of music on its own. Especially going through so many years with him and his evolution. He's grown and changed in so many ways so quickly and rapidly with everything that goes on in his life. He's been through so much. And that change filters down through his artists and his music. So when you hear anything that has to do with Tech and strange music, you're hearing Tech's heart, because it comes from his heart, every bit of it. And that made me feel like he was my one. I mean, Tupac will always be my one because Tupac is Tupac. But Tech is right there in a different way with my love for Tupac and Busy Bone and Twist.
So I guess I have a question. You mentioned at the beginning of the show that you kind of started out singing. So is there anywhere we can find any of your music out there?
Well, if you don't know, I do have an artist page called Christinique. There's a couple recordings, but Facebook is terrible for recordings, and so it sounds terrible. I don't like how you can hear it. If you hear it from my phone with my headphones, it's beautiful. But for some reason, when you hear it on Facebook, it's terrible. So I'm working on that. I don't know how soon, because I'm still working on Nerve, but hopefully I'll be able to do something professionally, and that way you can hear it better. But most of my music that I've written, that's already been public, so I'm not worried about it. Most of my verses and stuff that I've written are on that page as well. A lot of the poems I'm 5-time now published poet. I just got published on ebooks. I think it was last week. They just published one of my poems. Going to be in an ebook called Beautiful Poems. So I'll share that poem later on my page. But Christinique, it's KRISTINQUE.
I think my honey is going to put that in the comments for you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Johnny Hayes, Purple Smoke. Absolutely.
Oh, there's an I missing. The N I.
I already just kind of like.
There's 3 I's. And IQ.
If you guys are my music friends, I kind of just put myself as your street team. Unofficial, official, I don't care. If I talk to you, I assign myself part of your street team just so you guys all know. So yeah, I got you. If that's you, I don't know. Is there another person running Purple Haze? I really don't know. I guess I better know if I want to be part of your team, huh? I'll get on that.
We're so busy, Jess. You putting more on your plate. You gotta be careful. You have
I know. Huh?
It's not as much you got on your plate as how well you do your time budget. I guess you could say how well you leave little pieces of yourself, because it does take a whole lot. It takes a lot of energy to be part of a street team, to be a good. It takes a lot. And you just have to have a love that is undeniable for what you're doing, because it's just going to seem like work. I was always afraid. That was my biggest thing. I was always afraid with promoting and putting on shows and getting behind the scenes and seeing everything, that I was going to start to hate it. A lot of artists say that once it becomes a job and it's a way you have to make money, the love kind of diminishes a little bit. The passion diminishes a little because they feel like it's forced and they have to have these things done in time. When I think that was one of Tech Nine's biggest motivations, was like in their own time is when the music will be released. That kind of music comes from a place in you, and if you're not ready for that place to be touched, then it doesn't get made. You know what I'm saying? You do it in your own time, and the industry don't let you do that. You have to have it out on time, do this, be that, and you have to do it this way. That's the biggest one, is that they're not allowed to express themselves in their own way, shape, and form. They have to be told, well, you can't do this because it's going to go against this. You can't say this. Being independent, they don't have to worry about that. And I think that's another big love for me, is like it's all raw, unedited emotion that a lot of people have. Most of these artists do suffer from mental problems or mental, things going on, and they like to speak on it. And that's where a lot of their music comes from. And that's how they relieve that pain inside of them, is letting it out and letting people know this is what's going on with me. And we're keeping these guys on this level, because if we weren't there, like, they could fall, and that's a very sad thing to say, but I've seen it. I've seen it happen. And we don't want to lose our artists. Ever since the choice between, should I just promote for Strange Music or should I move on and promote, even though it's going to be 3 times the work, that was an easy choice. There's no way I was going to let anybody else fall. Since Ritz, he's still cool with Strange Music. He still tours with them. But when Ritz was going to leave, I was like, no way am I going to not be there for him. And that was kind of, now I'm going to do Chris. Now I'm going to do Stevie. Now I'm going to do Jaya. Like, it just kind of kept, as each one left. And Mayday are my boys. And those Recognize and Burns are one of the 2 people I first met with Strange Music, and spent that night 2013 drinking and having a good time because they had a free night. They were the ones that were there. So Mayday, I've been with Mayday for a very long time. And they just recently left, but kind of, so I'm still going to rock for them on Mayday Music as well. Yes,
Mayday Music.
Mayday Music, yeah. But yeah, since they've been branching off, the work has gotten a lot harder. So I'm kind of confused at what exactly I should be doing, but I'm trying to, get a lane for everybody and trying to get a feel for what I'm supposed to be doing. It just, every show is how I've been doing it. It just depends on what show is where and when I can be there. But I got tickets for everybody so far. I'm not missing anything. So I'll be there for Chris. I'm so excited. I got that ticket. Thank you, Bedford.
Awesome. Yeah. Man, that show, that's going to be awesome. There's going to be
I'm so excited.
It's going to be exciting. We got some people coming in from out of state.
Mm-hmm.
Excited. Oh man. What else? Is there any anything you wanted to maybe talk about? Anything I didn't ask? A lot of my questions are for
Music.
yeah,
which I figured it would
artists.
be in this one. Yeah, I'll be at the Tech and Snow one too. Yes, I will.
Oh man, I don't know if we're gonna make it to that one.
Well, let's just hope.
Yeah, let's hope.
We'll hope. I'll drag you up just in case. We'll sneak in.
So I guess I kind of want to ask this question. Seeing as we talked about how a lot of it is kind of just going its own separate way, and not to get specific, but just in general, what do you see for the future in music? Do you think it's going to continue to be in rising, or I don't know? There's a lot of people
That's
who kind of
hard to
go,
predict,
the future
yeah.
of music is just mumble rap.
Well, but that's because they were on the wrong side. I mean, Tech Nine, the independent place, it's booming. And if you're over there listening to the popular stuff, so to say pop, I'm not saying that none of that stuff isn't good. I'm just saying it's mostly because other people like it. And you should always love something because you love it, not because everybody else does. It should never be like that. I think that's what puts tech in a different kind of category than anybody else's. Tech is not a popularity contest. Tech has always just been, oh my God, that's my family. It's never been about, oh, well, there's 50,000, 60,000 fans that are willing to, throw themselves at this dude. No, that's not what it's about. We're about a whole different kind of movement than what everybody in the industry is about. It's not a popularity contest. We are there because that music gets us through every day of our lives. And that's what I think the true love of music is. So music, it depends on your taste, your selection, whether it's going to go up or down is going to be a personal opinion. For me, I think it's still finding its way. I mean, there's definitely other genres of music that I am dedicated to, the 90s especially, but I think tech has definitely gotten me through the last couple of years or decade actually of music that I wasn't so into. He kept my love of music strong and going because he was there and I was able to relate to his stuff and not have to worry about what was on the radio. I had tech.
Yeah, I've definitely made some. I mean, like I said, I've been a jug as I can remember.
I grew up with ICP in Las Vegas.
But I radio and I listen to. I mean, I listen to everything.
Toys was my favorite
like
song.
you, the last 5 years, I guess 6. We'll say 7 years. I can't tell you a single song on the radio right now.
Me either.
Not one. And I used to know every word to every song on the radio.
No, I don't.
I used to know every single one, and now I don't have a clue.
I don't remember. I mean, I don't really listen to the radio, and if I do, it's on the back in the day station. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I turn it on, and I can't handle. I have to turn it off. I can't.
I have to have my own music. I definitely have. Once you get stuck into it, especially for people like us, when you get stuck into it, especially a certain way, we have to have those specific playlists for when we're having something, we're doing something. And if we don't have that, we can't do this thing correctly or it feels off or, it's just not right. Mm-hmm. And if you have that kind of addiction to music in your life, then this is definitely where you should be. Because the industry is never going to let you feel that you're going to be spending a whole lot of money for nothing because popularity contests come and go very quickly. They do one-hit wonders. Have you heard that? Yeah, one-hit wonders, people, they are a thing. And I am a favorite of a lot of them. I love a lot of the one-hit wonders, but I can't name one from any artist from Strange Music. Not one.
Me either.
Nope. They were all spectacular.
No, I might be able to name one.
Stop
I can't
it.
think of the name.
I know exactly
song,
what name
but I know
talking.
the name of the group, and I won't say anything because it's family. I am not going to badmouth them.
Oh, that's two then. I'm not going to name the other one either, but everybody would know if you've been here long enough. Everybody would know talent was not a factor. It was just inexperience, I think. I think they just needed more time, and the other group may not have been a right fit. I think that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but definitely this individual needed more experience. Definitely, I think that's why it's never been to where they were failures at all. None of them were ever failures at all. They all left on good terms, most of them, and they're all still family to this day. They all still love tech and strange music.
There is one last question that is an absolute must. I already know the answer, but you have to tell our fans. What is your favorite dinosaur?
Mine is the Triceratops and the Brontosaurus, but that's because Land Before Time was probably my favorite movie ever as a child, and I loved Sarah and I loved Littlefoot. And everybody likes, velociraptors and T-Rex, and I like the kind dinosaurs I can have as pets. You know what I'm saying? I know a Triceratops would probably not be a great pet. It's kind of rhino-ish, but it's still a beautiful animal. And the Brontosaurus, how could you say no to that face?
It's funny that you would say having one as a pet, because there's a new commercial where this guy goes and tries to keep a Carnotaurus with the little teeny tiny arms as a pet, as a baby. Goes, oh, pet dinosaur, and it gets big, and over the years he takes it out, and it's a little baby still, and he takes it out camping to the forest, and he goes, oh my god, it's your mom. And he thinks that the mom is gonna come take its baby, but instead the dinosaur just comes and straight fucking eats the dude. It's kind of hilarious. And they're like, no pet dinosaur.
No pet dinosaur.
That would be me. Lorraine even said so. She would.
I would
that
be
would
like
be
a dinosaur
you.
rescue, though. Like the ones that their parents didn't make it. That was where I wouldn't get eaten by my parents.
It's the DPG.
I would I would be the one raising them, and I'd make sure there was no parents to come get me, and there was no adults anywhere that wanted to be, adoptive parents trying to take over. No, I would make sure I was the only parent that baby dinosaur knew, just to make sure. Precaution.
Awesome.
Safety first, then teamwork.
Safety first. So on that, I just want to kind of throw out there that if you haven't gone and seen the new Jurassic Park movie, we just did, and it is.
I cried. It was wonderful.
It's great. It's fantastic. And I just want to say that I have not had as much fun watching.
I thought you were just laughing at me like,
no, I was.
Some people aren't privy to that.
No, you made it funner for me.
I don't care if I'm in the theater. I will scream. I will cry. I will jump so my phone hits the ground.
The perfect movie mate, because she's not the one who talks throughout the whole movie and you're like, shh. Like, she's perfectly animated at the perfect times.
Yeah.
There was a few times the dinosaurs were going and she was like trying to hug them and shit. And I'm like, oh my God, you're making this so much fun. I want to hug the dinosaurs too. Like,
yes.
If you can and you have the chance to see a movie with her, go see a movie.
Especially a horror movie, because I'll make you laugh. Because I'm a big jump scare queen. Like I am such a little girl when it comes to it. Like I've one haunted house, people won in the whole time, because the one time I went, they made fun of me. They tortured me because they saw how many times I screamed, and there's this girl running around the floor. You don't put girls on the floor, running around where I don't see them. And then I screamed and jumped into the dude in front of me, and they just thought it was a blast, so they tortured me more, and I couldn't wait to get out. And that's how I am. I love horror movies. I'm not scared. Like, I don't care about Jason and Freddy's my dude, but I'm a Michael Myers fan to the death. And Michael Myers, he ain't scary to me. But oh my goodness, you do a jump scare, and I don't care what it is. I'm gonna scream and I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna run. So a lot of fun, I guess, for other people.
Awesome. Well, we're about an hour in. That's about as long as we usually go. I've gone through my list of questions. Is there any questions you might have for me, or any questions our viewers might have?
You asked me about my singing career. What about yours? How was yours at this moment? Let's get an update on where you're at, if you can.
So, I don't have much new going on, I'll be honest.
That's fine.
I'm
That's still an
trying.
update.
I do have a ghostwriter over here who's been awesome and has sent me some lyrics that I have been kind of playing with. I will say that, but nothing
for sure.
Nothing for sure yet. But yes, if there is anything new coming out, there's a chance that it might be written by a certain someone we're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
And since I will go ahead and remember, I do have a show that my buddy Widow, aka Cameron Webb, is throwing himself at the Roxy the 24th of September. It is the Awakening of the Undergods 2. And it is a suicide awareness show.
Tell them about Black Widow's Song for the Avs since they just won, I heard.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Avalanche are in the Stanley Cup playoffs right now.
Yep.
I think it's 3 games away from winning. They already won their first one. And Mr. Widow, Cameron J. Webb, go look it up on YouTube, Spotify, or whatever you got. It is called, what is it?
I don't know the specific.
I do. It's something, the altitude.
The altitude. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Cameron, you're actually watching.
We're buttheads. Sorry.
But go follow his YouTube channel because
if you don't know, you should know.
You should know. She knows. I know. But he wrote a song for the Avalanche, and just go blow it up right now because the Avalanche are doing amazing things. This song is amazing, and it's just
so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect anthem for Colorado and the Avalanche right now.
It totally is.
So go look that up. And if you have the chance, hit me up or him or even her for tickets for the 24th. I already have them in hand. They're $15. Come see me. Come see Widow. Come see Izzy Dunford, Jarrell Jones, Elements, or and my buddy Deaf Monkey. Scott, if you see this, you better show up, bro. I'm pretty sure I'm missing someone else too. So, DJ Swasted.
How could you forget Swasted? I didn't even know he was on there. I would have mentioned. Yes. I'm sorry, Swasted. I'm sorry. You know I love you.
My bad. Yes.
Swasted is DJ
Swasted
is awesome.
Swasted. If you don't know that,
awesome.
He's
I've done a lot of
been
shows
a DJ with strange
so
music as well. So I mean, there's some big time names on this show. So definitely look that up. And yeah, I think this was a pretty good show. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I appreciate having you. And you are oh, look who just showed up. Cameron, what is the name? What is the full name of your Altitude Avalanche song? Please drop it in the comments.
Yes. Because we're potheads and
we're
caught off guard.
But
I did I threw it in there. So
I know we're giving you a shout out, but we couldn't remember the full name of your Avalanche.
I'm late, damn it.
So
of course,
drop that
it's okay.
link
You're here
and your YouTube if you can, buddy. I'll wait to end the video till you do, so I don't.
Welcome
to the Altitude.
See, I knew it was going to be so easy.
I know, right?
Potheads. I told you it's not because we forgot it was just back there,
and we didn't even smoke our 2 blunts.
Well, that you had good weed in that bowl. That bowl took the whole session.
That good Colorado. Dope. All right. Thank you, Mr. Cameron. He just dropped that my buddy Widow that we were just talking about, and the show that we were just talking about, September 24th. So go hit up that song. Go subscribe to his.
You're gonna love him, I promise.
Scroll up the comments and go follow her Christina page. Christinique. Sorry.
It's okay.
And make sure you tune in tomorrow because I got another episode with another strange music man, Mr. Jason Strange. Tomorrow night at 6:00, same time, same place. Thanks for joining, guys.
Bye.